Hi, Jim Romer on this June 15th and 16th. Welcome to Weather Wealth, the only all commodity weather newsletter in the world with trading strategies for farmers and investors from natural gas and grains, coffee, cocoa, sugar, you name it, at bestweatherinc.com. Today I want to talk about the sugar market, what influences it, and also about the Indian monsoon, how we forecast that. Very important here for the sugar market and other commodities for the next several months. Sugar is affected by, of course, the consumption outlook, the Brazil and Chinese effect, whether it's the Brazil real fluctuating or the drought we've seen in Brazil recently. It's affected the sugar market. China and Brazil, weather and also their currencies have a big impact on the market. Of course, inflation, weather, and the ethanol effect. One of the reasons sugar has been going up recently, higher crude prices. As the economy comes back online around the world and we have lower production, tends to sometimes increase the price of sugar. But the big reason sugar has actually rallied here over the last few months is this dryness you see over the last 4 months. About a third, 30% of normal rainfall in the heart of the sugarcane areas of Brazil. And as you can see, sugar prices have spiked this year. The last time they really had anything close to this was during the El Nino back in 2015-16. Look at that surge. And of course, the 2009 El Nino, one of the worst monsoons we've seen in over, I think, 50 years. You can see that typically the monsoon there, the chart, there's 2009 rainfall in India. They're the second biggest producer in the world. Look at those bars to the bottom of your screen there. That tends to result in a bull move in sugar, as very often India will curtail their exports of sugar, and as a result, the market tends to rally. Another big important thing that we tend to watch is Thailand, the number 3 biggest producer in the world. Look at this, the 2015-16 drought, the red area you see stressed there during the El Nino. That combined with, of course, lower production in India resulted in a very bullish move, as we mentioned a second ago, in sugar back in 2015. Look at that, how high prices got up to about 25 cents. So that's very important. Both Thailand's weather, Brazil, and also sugar is affected by India's monsoon as well. Look at today, though, over Thailand, not nearly as bad as it was during the El Nino 2015-16 compared to that. Look how stressed out the crop was. How do we forecast the Indian monsoon? This is going to be very, very important. Now, during El Ninos, we tend to see warming over the Pacific. As you see where it says La Nada, we don't have an El Nino or La Nina right now. We have a kind of a neutral conditions. And look at the cooling off the east coast of Africa there. During the severe droughts and higher sugar prices, we tend to see warming over the oceans east of Africa in the Bay of Bengal, and we tend to see cooling over the Indonesia, where you see that arrow there on the left. It's actually been warming. But bottom line is that the monsoon situation right now is generally favorable for the sugar crop. One thing we tend to watch, of course, is the winds. Look at the green there on the bottom of your screen on the left. Let's bring in good moisture to start the early monsoon. Nice southwest winds coming off the Bay of Bengal into and the Indian Ocean into Western India. And what we tend to watch for as far as will the monsoon be picking up and staying that way through summer, because if it weakens or El Nino forms, that can have an explosive move in sugar down the road. Sugar doesn't react like corn. We changed the forecast last Thursday evening and Friday. The corn market and soybeans are broken like 5 or 10%. Sugar is more of a longer term perspective, a lot less speculators trading sugar, and more has to do with producers and exporters and how they plan their future needs. And as a result, option strategies in sugar is often the best play because the market doesn't react like it does in grains right away. So this is 2015-16. This is called the Somalian, actually Indian monsoon jet. Notice how the jet was weaker below that x-axis there, weaker than normal, which resulted in that drought in the 2015-16 scenario. Compared to now, things are a little bit stronger. So what we're going to be watching again is this particular wind phenomenon, as well as the ocean temperatures off the coast of Peru in the Central Pacific, where El Nino usually forms. If we see the warming west of Peru in the Central Pacific along the equator, and if we see it warm up also east of Africa, that would set the stage for reductions in crops in both Thailand and also India later this summer and fall, and result in an explosive move in sugar. But right now, we don't really see that happening. As far as a longer term perspective in sugar and how to trade it, I'd recommend you get a free trial period at WeatherWealth at bestweatherinc.com. Lots of interesting stories, recommendations. Recently, we called the move up in natural gas. We called the top of the grain market about a week or so ago, recommended short strategies in grains right now. Things can also change, so stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. We love to help you if you're a farmer, trader, novice investor that just trades ETFs, all sorts of exciting times of commodities here in the weeks and months ahead. Thank you.